Okay, thank you for serving as a family group leader at Mission Memphis. I'm super excited to see how the Lord works that week. We'll be at New Horizon Apartments, or that is still the plan as of right now, which means we should have a good number of kids with us. He normally has at least 30, if not 40, if not upwards of that at New Horizons. And so we will see what the Lord brings, but I wanted to reach out and give you specific information on being a family group leader. It's all detailed in that email, but just to paint a picture of what the day will look like and what your part in that is, hopefully this will make it a little bit more clear. So in the morning, all of our team will be doing door-to-door evangelism. We'll have different teams for that. So that is not part of family group leading. So all of our team will be doing door-to-door evangelism. We will have lunch together, and then we will go set up for our portion. And that is where you will begin your family group leading time for the VBS portion. So you'll be in charge of the home. Once we get there, each morning we'll be building each station, and you'll recognize the home. It will look like a house front. It'll have bricks and a chimney and those kind of things. And so you'll be in charge of the home. So what that'll mean first is that when we begin to set up each day, as the leader of the home, you will make sure that all of your supplies are out and ready to be used for your time in the home. And so on day one, we're sharing the EvangeCube. And so you would make sure, okay, I have an EvangeCube ready, and I have decision cards ready, and I have pins ready for me to use. So you'll have your supply list and all of those things. Day two, we're doing a wordless book. We'll walk through all of these at our last training, but you'll have all of the different colors of paper, and you'll have little brads to put the books together. You'll have every supply that you need. They will be in boxes. They'll be clearly labeled. They'll be in bags. It'll say home. So it might be a white bag or blue bag, a box, but it'll say home. It'll have your supplies in it. You'll go to that box, get out what you need, take it to your station, and make sure that it's ready for our VBS that day. And then once VBS begins, you will be in charge of a group of kids for the rest of that time. And so the way that will work is there will be a tent set up for the kids to come and check in, and I'll be overseeing that area. So we'll have a check-in station for them. So let's say VBS starts at 1:30. I'll have to check the schedule to see the exact time, but let's just say 1:30. And when it gets to be about 1:30, then you will meet me over at the check-in tent, and you'll have your little family group pole. It'll be a little stick with a stuffed animal on top. You'll have that with you, and you'll come stand beside me at check-in, and we will divide the kids up into age groups, and then you will be over those age groups. I have your assignments listed at the top of the document. So once from there, when I say, okay, let's go, then you are going to know what rotation you are sending your kid to, your group to. And so you're going to be the one that takes them around to every station each day. We have a rotation schedule. I will go over that on Thursday night, but you will have that schedule, and it will tell you, okay, my age group is going to say, let's just say it's 10 to 12 year olds, and you see, 10 to 12 year olds are going to recreation first. And so if you're a 10 to 12 year old leader, then you're going to take your group to recreation first. And so you'll be there with them. I will come and tell you when it's time to leave. So don't move your class, don't move your group until I tell you it's time to go. And then that just helps avoid chaos. And so once you leave that rotation, you will know, okay, it's time to go to my next rotation, and maybe that's the church. And so then you take your group of kids to the church. We only have one group in every rotation at a time. So you'll just follow your rotation schedule. Once your rotation says that you're going to be in the home, you become the leader. So in all of the other stations, you are a helper. So for example, again, if your first rotation is recreation, then when you get to recreation, and let's just say Mark is leading recreation on that day, and let's say JD is the family group leader whose station is recreation, then when JD gets to recreation, then JD becomes Mark's helper and will help him lead that recreation time. When you get to the home, for your rotation, you become the leader and you will have a helper inside the home. Most every day is going to be Brent Danielson. He has done this for years, and so he will be a great partner to counsel with the kids with you. So for the home rotation, you become the leader, and that is when you are able to share the gospel going through each of the day's assignments on this document. So for example, day 1 is the Evangel Cube, day 2 is the Wordless Book, and so on. So you will be the one to get the kids' attention and to share who you are, all of those things. You'll get to know them a little bit. You'll be the one to share the gospel every day. You will give an invitation in your rotation at the home every single day. And we've gone over this in our trainings. We'll go over it again on Thursday night, making sure that when you give an invitation, you have every child bow their heads, close their eyes, and then you ask them, would anyone who has never made this decision before, anyone who's never repented of their sins and received Christ, keep your eyes closed and raise your hand if you would like to talk more about making that decision. Remember, we never want to lead in a group prayer bulk like that with the whole group. You always want to give them a time to respond, and so let them raise their hands, and then those who raise their hands, then you can have them, let's go over and meet with Mr. Brent. Now that does not mean Brent's going to have all of them to counsel. You may have some as well. You may decide, hey Brent, could you continue talking to the big group and then you counsel the kids? However you want to handle that part is totally fine. And so I'll be also watching out in that area to see if you need any more help, or if you're running late talking to kids. I would try to make sure when you're counseling them that you don't spend more than 10 to 15 minutes with them, because they are going to lose focus. So this is not going to be like an hour counsel session. This will be like 10 to 15 minutes that you're talking to them. So you're just going to make sure that they understand the decision that they're making. Let them maybe explain the gospel to you. We've talked about this in our training, so pull back from that information. And so you want to share the gospel with them again and ask again, if maybe 3 or 4 kids have raised their hands, then that's also a small group. And so have them close their eyes again. Okay, we've just shared again. Raise your hand if you've never made this decision before, but today you want to do that. Now, this is the group of kids that have come from your family group for a response for that day. And if all 4, let's say 4 kids raised their hand when you first gave the gospel, and now you've given it again to this smaller group and all 4 raised their hand, then you would go one by one and say, okay, John, why did you raise your hand? Tell me why you want God to save you today. Okay, Diego, why do you want God to save you today? And so go one by one and ask them personally, because you want to make sure that they're understanding the commitment that they're making to the Lord. If all 4, you feel like between you and the Holy Spirit, if all 4 seem ready to receive Christ, then you can lead all 4 of them in a prayer at the same time. So that is different than when you're presenting the gospel as a family group leader, give an invitation, and whoever raises their hand, some raise their hand, some don't. This is different than when you have pulled those aside, shared again, talking individually with 3 or 4 kids, a smaller group of kids. Once you know that you've pulled them aside and you've talked to them individually, then you can lead them in a group prayer. I hope that makes sense. So after that has happened, if they make a decision, make sure there will be decision cards for you. Make sure that you fill out those decision cards and give those to me at the end of the day. And we want to make sure that we are able to follow up with them and help them along in their discipleship progress after we leave. So just make sure you get those cards to me. Okay, so then your home rotation will be over. You only have 20 minutes inside that rotation, so it's going to go pretty quickly. So once that home rotation is finished, I just realized I think I'm not looking at the camera. It doesn't matter. Okay, so once that rotation is finished, then you look and you see, oh, okay, now I'm leaving the home and now I'm going to the school. And so then you become the assistant again. You're leading your kids to the school, and now let's say, Angie, you're a family group leader, but let's just say I don't know, Jake. Let's say Jake is leading in the school that day, and then you will take your kids to the school. Jake is going to teach in the school, and you are going to be the assistant. So then it starts over again with you being the assistant, but you are still with your kids the entire time. Once we get to the end, the very last rotation, at the very last rotation, when it is finished, and again, I will tell you when it's time to be finished, I will have you bring your group of kids back to the check-in table. And when we will all line up in probably 2 lines, maybe 1 line, depends on the number of kids, but we will all make a single file line. They will be lined up behind you, behind their family group. And that is where I will give a message, like a quick little announcement. See you tomorrow. Thanks for coming. Don't forget blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, we'll do that really quick, and then we'll hand out snacks, and then they will be dismissed. So that is an overview of what it will look like to be a family group leader. Outside of that, your responsibility will be a part of a team, doing all of the other things that we'll be doing with evangelism, setup, all of those things. If you have any questions, let me know. Bring your questions Thursday night to our training, and I will see you soon.